Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am a heat deprived Sybil Wilkes. How are you all today? Aprylete. It's Aprylete Day. How are you?
I'm good. It's a Thursday. It's Aprylette Day. I'm gonna take Yolanda's. It's always good to be a Aprylette.
Right. April Day is always good. Yes.
Yes. So, mhm.
And as you can see, we are guested by Yolanda Starks White, and it's always good to be in the presence of Yolanda Starks White. How are
That's
you, my friend?
Great. Happy.
You
Happy.
really
Happy.
are. You really are.
Yeah.
I'm having a challenging couple of days, I must admit.
Mm.
Um Yesterday I was feeling kind of achy before we started the show, so I ran and took a long hot shower with the eucalyptus and all that kind of stuff, and it made me feel better. And then today and I didn't go outside afterwards. And of course that meant that it was trash and recycle day, and I left my stuff out there all night. My stuff being the cat.
Ooh.
And I know
You did
I
it.
might get a letter. I might have
Yeah.
right. So this afternoon I went and got it, and it was just so. I mean, it was April. Have you been out today? Did you go? Did you
Yes,
work?
for Gucci.
So was it so cold? Because it's like Yolanda used to talk about bone chilling cold, and I didn't have that, but I think I'm getting it now,
Yeah.
and it's just like so cold that it's just taken me the last couple hours since I talked to you, Yolanda, to warm up, and I started to take a shower, and um and then I had a catastrophe.
Talk about it. This
What's
is a
your
safe
catastrophe?
space.
Well, I will share that I have very sensitive skin. I mean, all my life, and so I have to be very careful with the scents, perfumes, and colognes that I can use on my skin, because otherwise I break out, and it becomes a very expensive proposition to clear that up. So I've been going through a difficult period with my skin, and that's pretty much stress related. But I'm working through that. And so I found that the cologne that I love, absolutely adore, and one that I have been wearing for years because it works for me and I love the scent. And today I'm in the bathroom and putting my contacts in and all this, and in my klutziness, I hit the bottle of brand new. I mean, I didn't even have a
Mm.
spritz, and it broke on the floor, and everything is gone. And I'm sad. I'm cold and I'm sad. And
Wow, but Sybil, hold on. That makes me happy. And let me tell you why.
so now you know what to get me for Christmas?
No,
What?
no, no, because these past couple of days, and I'm a pretty positive, happy person,
Very
but
much so.
I've just been feeling like something good is coming, something's gonna come, something's gonna come, and I am just excited to see what is going to be revealed. And
Mhm.
because you and I are so connected, look at Aprilette. I'm serious.
I'm like, keep coming
Because
because
Yeah.
you and I are so connected
Uh-huh.
that maybe it is your new beginning. And so maybe God
Oh
cleared
man.
that out the way so you can receive all of this new stuff that I'm excited about, that's being birthed into your life.
Do you know someplace where I can get a replacement for
No,
my
because
junk?
it's
Okay.
new and you're not attached to that. You are
mm,
welcoming the new that's in your life. That is
yeah.
so exciting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yay,
Yeah.
yay,
I'm
yay. But I
so
really love that perfume.
But so you know what? There is just so much other. So here's the deal. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a word for real. So there are hundreds and thousands probably of fragrances out there.
There are.
And 30
And
years ago, wait, first of all, how long ago did they discontinue this?
I don't know, but I will tell you, I did go online to see about getting some more, because sometimes I buy it, in a group of
in the boat.
bottles. And now it's like $100 to $200 per bottle.
Okay, but you know I'm your best friend and I know what you're talking about. It has been at least a minimum, Aprilette, of 10 years
It's
since
been
this
that long.
fragrance have been have that she haven't been able to get it. And
Okay,
so what
so
happens is out of the hundreds and thousands, you got to be open to the new stuff that's coming into your life. And that is one of your, Sybil, I love you, right? That's one of your
Next
problems.
best friends in the whole world. Yes,
One of
yes.
your problems. You
I
can't.
am a creature of habit.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
yes.
am a creature of habit. I admit that, and Aprilette, I'm really okay with that. The person, the person that has the problem is right here. She's right
But just
there.
because I know that there is such an abundance that's in this world for us.
There is an abundance.
But that scent was her scent, and there's not an abundance of that.
It's
Mm-mm.
not.
Well, maybe something is better because when you're holding on to what you have and not open to something else, you might be missing out on the blessing that God has for you.
And it's gonna be a new scent, baby. It's gonna smell so good. You're gonna attract new things.
There you go. Come on, Aprilette.
Aprilette, you're not helping.
Look, we'll talk offline. I'll
Right.
get, I'll get the Google searching it for you and get it for you.
On Aprilette Day, you're not helping. It's Sybil. You really aren't. Okay, I received that. I
Okay,
received that.
Sybil, they want to know what's the fragrance.
It's Bulgari Omnia. It's the original Omnia. It's not the coral. It's not the garnet. And they got all these different ones that have come afterwards. And I
Mm.
tried those, but it's the original Bulgari Omnia. And I went online and it's like 189,
Ooh.
$200. I'm like,
Do
that's
we not think though? Wait, that's kind of the going rate now. I don't know. I feel that a lot of perfume that I
so
love
I
is expensive.
Okay. I thought you were saying that's the going rate.
No, just
no, she's saying that's what she's saying
like some of the
for
ones I know for me, like the ones that I absolutely love, like they're pretty expensive. They're on the 100 and upside.
Wow.
And Yolanda, to be fair, you haven't
Like
had to buy a fragrance in a very long time
right, because
either.
she has a wonderful husband. But I'm like, what do you smell like, Yogi? Because
She always smells delicious because she has all of these. I mean, she's got like I got one little bottle on my tray, right? Yolanda has a whole perfume counter
Mhm.
on.
We can switch it up every day, every
Yes,
hour.
yes.
An
Today
abundance.
I today I feel, and tomorrow I shall try. And it's like Monday, Tuesday,
Hey,
Wednesday.
Sybil, don't we have a newsletter?
There's a producer and they're coming out. Okay,
No,
let's
I'm
go.
just
Let's
saying.
go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. But my point is she has a wealth of fragrances and I am very limited. But I have to be open if I'm gonna find something or else people go,
That's
what
true.
what what you smell like? Brenda Brooks Perry, go to a perfume and have it made, a perfumer and have it made. That's
Mhm.
a good.
That's a really good
That
idea.
is a good
You
idea.
remember we did that with Nicole that time,
Yes.
Yolanda, when we went
Mhm.
to I think we went to the Bahamas or something,
Yep.
and they opened up and they created a scent.
Yep.
Let us put together
There's a
what we
place
like.
in LA you and I went where they have all these oils and you
Yep.
get to go in and smell the oils and you can mix the oils that you want. It was a very, very popular
Thank
back.
you, Brenda. That's a good
That's a good
suggestion. Thank
suggestion.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Cool.
So for the 024, watch out, coming with a new
Good
fragrance.
for you. Sybil.
um,
And you can name it Sybil. Oh, Sybil, let's do that for real. Oh my God, that would be fun. And we'll bottle it.
And name it's Sybil.
And then we'll be
It's
Sybil.
Sybil.
I like it. Thank you,
okay,
Brenda.
let's go. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. And thanks for allowing me to have my second of wallow and then bring me right out
Yeah,
and
there
allow
you
me
go.
to move on to the next. You're right. You should see how she does with old boyfriends, April. So let's move on to the What You Need to Know newsletter. And let's talk about this. This is Aprilette is one of our young contributors. She is our mental health and wellness contributor. And we will talk about her great article, very interesting story that she has in today's newsletter. But the What You Need to Know newsletter actually is the brainchild of Yolanda Starks White, and where we bring stories that are for African American interest and for their lives and for their betterment and education, empowerment, and information. And we talk about politics, we talk about mental health and wellness, social justice, LGBTQ. We also have a HBCU corner and a little known Black history fact. I will give you a birthday shout out if it's your birthday. As a matter of fact, we did that yesterday with young Quinn. And also just a cornucopia of things that we have in the newsletter. And like, we learned from Tom Jordan to super serve the African American community. So we would love for you to subscribe to the newsletter. Please go to SybilWilkes.com, Sybil like the crazy girl, Wilkes like John Wilkes Booth, and to give us your name and your email address. It won't cost you a dime. It is absolutely free. And when you get it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning, please open it. That is very important too, and learn something. And if you don't learn something, we'll give you your money back. So let's move to the newsletter. And Aprylete has a great story and tell us why there is an increase in the youth mental health crisis. I absolutely love this and something that I tell people all the time.
Yes. So, honestly, there's more than 260 million people who are living with mental health conditions, and studies are showing that those mental health disorder symptoms often start in childhood. And so now some of the contributing factors experts are saying is because a lack in play in general and just independent playtime. So when you think about children, we've talked about it before. They're not going outside. They're not playing anymore, and that's a real thing. So among some of the contributing factors is that children are less likely to walk to school with their friends, less likely
Hmm.
less likely to play at recess, and the recess is now getting shorter. And studies are showing that in 2016, recess was cut down to 26 minutes, and some schools cut recess all in general. And so now we think after the pandemic, right? I don't have any children, so I'm not for sure is recess even still a thing.
Right,
You
right.
know, because I know during the pandemic they clearly had to cut it. No schools were open. So now when you think about it,
It
and
has to be.
Not necessarily.
and
Really?
yeah,
Not necessarily because of also, if you think about it, of the violence in the neighborhood schools, they are reluctant to have kids
Wow.
outside to play.
hmm,
Oh, wow.
yes, yes. And so that is some of the contributing factors that experts are
Oh
saying.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Really?
And now there's a recent study that was published in the Journal of Pediatrics, and they highlight that the mental health is getting worse because there's fewer chances of children to play and do things on their own. And they speak on how the adults want to keep children safe, but they're not letting them be independent, which is making the children more anxious, more sad, and even thinking about hurting themselves. And one of the doctors from the studies said that that children are lacking the independent activity that are more risky, as in like
Hmm.
climbing up trees and doing things that kind of help stop phobias and help create that confidence boost with kind of those
Yeah.
risky activities.
That is really important. And I know that back in the day, I used to tell my adult friends, go outside and play
Right.
because, we were, especially in radio, you come in when it's dark and you do all of this stuff and you're inside. And oftentimes you're inside a building or inside a room where there are no windows.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Mm-hmm.
the windows are closed while you're
Yes,
doing your daily
yes,
business, and so you're closed off. You don't get the sunshine, you don't get the vitamin D, you don't get the exhilaration of being outside. And people kind of like, oh, I'm going, I'll see
mm-hmm.
you later. It's like, yeah, go, let's go outside and play. Let's and now I'm victim of that, of not doing that as often as I should, because sometimes I just get caught up doing stuff inside my house. But
Yes.
playtime
Playtime.
is
Playtime.
really important.
Very important. And I would say for children and also for adults. And when you think about it, something that it could just be playing games, dancing, singing, all of those things help release stress. And
Yeah.
then once you do those things and you're feeling good, it just boosts those endorphins. So now your well being feels better. So whether you have children or, like you said, it's just adult, just creating that playtime, creating a balance. So even if you can't get outdoors, what can you do inside, right? Like what can you do to just let loose? Play a
Right.
little.
Well, you know what? It really should be outside because there are
Right.
two things that outside give you, and that's
Mm,
fresh oxygen is the
Mhm.
is the biggest thing. We all need that fresh oxygen
Yeah.
to go through the brain, to work through our cells, to help us be more flexible, more,
Our brain,
yeah.
giving
Yeah.
all of that.
But also something you spoke of last week is vitamin D, and that natural vitamin D. I mean, I guess you can open up a window and get in some
But
oxygen.
just basking in that sun,
Yeah,
it feels
yeah,
so
And
different.
there's nothing like being in a neighborhood full of kids and learning your role, or making your place
Yeah.
in that neighborhood hierarchy. Like, I
Yes.
wasn't a fighter, but I was fun, but I wasn't the aggressive kid or anything.
Mhm.
And so I would hang around with kids who were the aggressive ones, but hoping they could help me if in the event I should get into a fight, because there are always people like, what's her name said. But I like to play the games. I love playing softball. I love
Mhm.
playing
Yeah.
foursquare and all that kind of stuff. And I miss that. But uh, kids today, they, whether it's their parents' fears or whatever, they don't encourage them to go
No.
outside and get
No.
off of those tablets, and
Yep.
to get to know your neighbors. You don't
Yeah.
have to go inside the people's houses like I used to do. I just used to find my way into people's
Yeah.
houses and
And
and have talks with them.
yeah.
But that's not just to know who your neighbors are,
Mhm.
and
It's not
and say,
promoted
can
nowadays.
so and so come out and play.
Yeah, it's not promoted. I remember. Well, I'll tell you two things. One of my best friends, she drove past our old elementary school, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, the playground looks exactly the same." And that
Wow.
was over. I'm in my early 30s. That was over 20 years ago when I was in elementary school, and the playground looked exactly the same. And that kind of made me sad because I'm like, we're not funding the playground, like we're not putting money into
Right.
something for children so them to play and explore. And that goes to show when it comes to recess. I'm like, well, I wonder if you guys still just even have recess, if the kids can kind of go out and play. And I remember when I was younger, when I used to be on punishment, I would have my neighbors knock on the door or hold a sign like, "Can April come outside and play?"
Oh,
And then when I couldn't go outside and play, I would take that cordless phone as far as it could before the reception went out. I would have my little scooter. I would have the cordless phone. As soon as my mom called me, I would run up the street and be like, "Hello, I'm home from school. Girl, put that phone back down and run back down the street." Like, that was so much fun.
Oh, that's
It
great.
was
that's a
so
great
much fun, and it
story.
was life. I could not wait to come home, throw the backpack down, and go outside and play and just be a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. That's really important. Yolanda, what was your game that you used to play on the playground?
I like tetherball.
Tetherball. That's what it was.
and that's
Yeah,
the ball where it still is on the string, and then
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And I was great at it.
She said I was great. Tetherball queen. Who's next? Come get
Yeah. Next,
Come on. I
next,
got you.
next.
You ready for this?
Okay.
next
Yeah.
one.
And
Mm.
what was your game? What was your activity, April at?
So I can't remember having like a good activity, but I love to do double dutch. And
Oh.
honestly, I was a hand clap girl. Like I
Mhm,
love to play like down,
mhm.
baby one, slide, all of that. Like all of that. That was like the nursery rhymes. That was my thing. So
Down,
Wait, it
baby,
was
down.
what?
Don't
Say that
ride the
again.
roller coaster.
what'd you
I'll
say?
never let you go. Get
Yeah,
your ticket,
Timmy.
Coco Pop.
Yes, all of that.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And now when I listen to the lyrics, like there's one, like
I have
I'm a
no
hut
idea what they mean.
in a hut. I stole an apple from the tree. So what? I'm like,
Oh, Sybil, that's a good express yourself question. That's good.
Absolutely.
so
Okay.
Absolutely.
yeah, so that was my thing on the playground. But I just loved. And then there was another game. I don't know if y'all know about catch a girl, get a girl. All the boys on the playground. If you run and catch a girl, get a girl. So that was something that everybody used to like to play on the playground.
Yeah, Tom used to call it hide and go get it. I was like, that would be hide and go seek. No, no, we would hide and go get it.
Get it.
That is so funny, man.
So
Mm.
kids don't do all of that stuff
They
now.
don't do
No,
that anymore.
they don't. And I don't have any children, but it's just like when I look around, like we can just look around and we don't see it. And it's prominent because all of the kids are really on social media, and experts have done studies about it now. Like I just kind of mentioned in my article this week, and it's a real thing. So it's like, what do we do? What can we
Right,
do?
right.
to
And
promote
like
outside
you
play.
say, the periods of time for when I was in grammar school at Morgan Park Academy, we only had 15 minutes
Mhm.
for recess.
Mm.
That was it. We had 15. It was like 1:30 to 1:45. I don't know why that
And
time
it is
sticks in my
not
head,
enough.
but it wasn't a lot of time. But we had massive fields, and they had the swings and stuff, and then as you get older, you're just kind of hanging out, talking to the boys and stuff. But it is just and my parents' house is across the street from a school, and so
Mhm.
there is a playground in there, but I never see, like, even in the summertime, I never see the kids just hanging out in the playground.
Yeah.
You just
Mm.
don't. You just don't.
There's
And
nothing.
that was great for me
But
because
even
just go
for
across the
I know
street.
the stories about kids, but even for adults,
Yeah.
me and my girlfriend, I used to go dancing a lot, and so yesterday I called my dancing partner and I said, you know what, I'm gonna start being honest with myself because I keep saying, "Oh, girl, we got to go out, we got to go out,"
Right.
never do. So I'm just gonna call you and just say what we go do that we not doing. So I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
Oh, we gonna talk about going out. Oh, girl, let's talk about
oh,
going out. Because what are we really doing besides talking about what we want to do, right?
that makes me sad. I really
Me
wish you
too.
would,
Yeah,
because she's really a good dancer.
I'm
So
so
And
what's
and
stopping
and
you from going dancing? Did I miss this part? Why you not dancing, baby?
was it the pandemic that stopped you and you just never got back into
that's
it?
when I stopped and I just haven't gotten back. But I don't have not one. I was Aprylette. I was telling you before the show that I was at my doctor's office yesterday, and she was saying, "Oh, girl, I got to give you something so you can have more energy." And I was like, "Hold on for a second. I got energy. I just don't want to do nothing. Energy is not my problem. If I got to do something, I get up and do it. But
Yeah. But if
I
you don't,
like not doing nothing.
you're okay with just chilling. No, we gotta get you on the dance
Yeah.
floor, get you some dancing shoes.
Maybe I'll go
She
tonight.
got the shoes. She's got everything. She's got the outfits. She's got the shoes.
We
She's
got
got the steps. She's got it all.
we just gotta go ahead, lift her up.
Just got to do it and stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go.
And
You
guess
just put
what?
it out
We've
there.
run out of time for this segment. And take a look at the newsletter, because I do want you to read about the Palestinian American Congresswoman who was censured by the Congress this week and what that's
Great
all
article.
about. It is something I'm very passionate about is getting people in the same room when you're on different sides of a subject and talking like adults
Mhm.
and working out your differences, because now social media plays such a part, and people's anger and news outlets and things kind of changed the whole program. And so get together and talk these issues out, and especially now that we're in the middle of a war, and Palestinian Americans who are not Hamas. Hamas are militants. But Palestinian Americans are, fighting for their rights. Jewish Americans are fighting for their rights. Israelis, and so come and let's get them together, Leader Jeffries, and talk it out and hug it out and use your inside voices. So those are the kinds of things that we talk about in the newsletter. Let us move to the what's really going on segment and our express yourself questions. So Aprilette has given us two questions, but I'm going to hold off on the games and songs from our past and the rhymes and things that we used to have, because Aprilette, when I came on, you were talking about a great deal that you got that didn't turn out to be such a good deal.
Mm. I'm like, what is that? But I know exactly what you're talking about.
So Aprilette has moved quite a bit in the last year or so. And so it's from St. Louis to Atlanta, Atlanta to Dallas. And she has also come across having some needs for items in her home. And you got a great deal on what?
I got an amazing deal, a bundle deal, a
A
A
bundle.
bundle.
package of a mattress, a television, all things you may need when you move into a new space and you just leave with your dog,
Yeah.
right? You need a TV, you need a mattress. So yeah, I got a great deal on a mattress, a bundle deal. Hmm.
And the mattress is not working out quite the way
Baby,
you
the mattress
thought
is
that it would.
I'm done. I'm over it. The mattress can go. Now it is one of those mattresses that came in this bag and it expanded and all of these fun things that it's supposed to do. You can set a glass of wine on it and jump on the bed and the wine doesn't spill. However,
However,
this body of mine, no. Oh my goodness. I can't take it anymore.
So you have had to work in your budget a visit to a massage therapist.
Yes, literally. Like I have to. Like I cannot go without a massage because it is that bad. Like my mattress is not doing it for me. So I am taking donations, honestly. Because mattresses, first of all, being an adult, I thought was just a setup and ridiculous. But buying a mattress,
It's a big deal.
but even with that, Aprylette, you have to. That's not. I know that it's popular for us to buy everything online and buy things on sight unseen. That's something that you really, I just recommend you test out. So go
yeah,
to. Don't wait for the sale because there's a sale Monday. Is
Yes,
that
Veterans Day. Yeah.
Veterans Day? So there's going to be a sale, but go in and they let you can lay on it. I mean, I don't know how you are about germs and what have you, but you
you
can.
can taste it.
But
And
they lay out. You can bring your own towel or whatever and kind of lay out your head, and then they have the place for your feet.
Well,
And
you can't test it out, but you can.
you can.
test it out for what I use it for. Yeah, yeah, you could. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have
Um,
that. Yeah.
Because then April would be bringing in the Dallas Cowboys football team with her. Yes, yes, and you don't want that to happen. No.
Oh my God, that would be a great commercial. I'm so sorry.
Or a Saturday Night Live skit. I'm not sure which. So our question is,
Oh
what
wait,
is
hold on. Before we move on,
yes.
this you gotta love this, Aprylette. You gotta expound.
Send it back, April. Find a place that sells two-sided mattresses.
Okay.
J Mind Plus on YouTube.
So Aprylette, can you send it back?
I would say
Can
this,
you
and
find the guy at the corner gas station?
I want everybody to listen clearly. If you know anything about ATL Atlanta, I cannot send this mattress back. That's all I'm gonna say. We cannot send this mattress back. I got it in Atlanta on the corner of, you know.
Okay, well he ain't there anyway. He don't.
He didn't move though.
Who did you make the check out to?
Right.
Man, this was an all cash, you know, just no.
Boy, y'all silly.
So the question is, what is that so-called great deal that you are still paying for in one way or another?
That's
That
a great
great
question.
deal, you're like, man, I got such a deal. And then you get it home and you're like, not such a deal after all. No,
Mm.
no, not at all. I had a guy, this was when I was living in Chicago. I was at a gas station and he said he had just gotten fired from a jewelry store. And he came, I don't know where he came from, but he came and said, I got a deal. I just got fired and I took some things from the jewelry store with me. And he had the little tag on it, like, and what it was, selling for and what have you. And I was so nervous that I just said, yeah, 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 I don't have any money on me. He goes, well, there's an ATM over there. And I did not, I was just so scared. And I thought, well, if I jump in my car, I can get out. And he followed me. And I did need to go to the ATM. And next thing I know, he was right at the door waiting for me and to pay for this chain. And I was like, this is not going well. But I ended up, and we haggled. I was like, I wasn't even a haggler, but we haggled over the price. I got it down. I gave him $50 for the chain. And then he went about his way. And so my boyfriend was like,
That could have really gone a
No,
different.
that's scary. I'm like,
it really is. It really was.
That's a whole nother story.
It
Good.
really was. It really was. But
gracious.
I was afraid to go to that gas station anymore and to the ATM. And so, it was like winding my way. And they were very close to where I worked at the time. But
All for a $50 chain. So that's
all for
an
$50 chain.
amazing deal. And you pay for it.
And so my boyfriend's like, we're going to go see how much this thing is really worth because you really got took. And we went into a jewelry store and the guy said,
It was worth $2.
About
Wow.
that.
Wow.
Not
Wow.
even 10% of it. Yeah, it was about $2.
All of
Yeah,
that.
Wow.
Wow.
yeah.
Hmm.
And he's like, "You're wearing this for the rest of your days." Right.
For the
Wow.
rest of your days.
Yeah. So, Yolanda, have you ever done that? You ever made a purchase?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have. And it's similar to yours, kind of. So when I was in high school, I dated this guy, and he was an older guy. And what he did is he sold jewelry. What they would do is they would go and get this fake jewelry, and it was a whole enterprise.
Hmm.
And they would paint with clear fingernail polish
Yep.
on it.
So that it
And,
wouldn't turn.
and so it wouldn't turn. And so they would go out and sell it
Yeah.
like real jewelry. Well, he gave it to me. He gave me one. He was so proud. He gave it to me. And Sybil, when I tell you that shit broke me out so bad.
Oh no.
It was awful.
It
It
was
was
well,
awful.
it was all of that.
Yeah, and it was in the 80s too. So I mean, I was gold down. I was in. God.
You had like the whole layer.
Oh, Sybil, I'm telling you, it was disastrous. I broke up with him.
That part.
That was it.
Yep.
That was it. If ever you needed a sign, that
Yep.
was it.
So yeah, and but that he would do that to people, and I
Wow.
dated him.
Wow. Wow.
Tim
But
preaching. I
but
love
at that
it.
point you realized that was
Right.
the sign for you. Wow.
Yeah.
Aprylete, you got off easy.
Jesus.
So the question is, what's that deal, that so-called great deal that you paid for that you are still paying for? That it was, turns out to be a bad mattress, bad jewelry, a boyfriend who's a con artist or whatever, and also
I'm one of those people. You see me coming. The infomercials, they see me coming because I love gadgets and whatever
Mhm.
it is. Girl, I got so many gadgets. I have
I thought about that too, how I'm just wasting my money on a lot of stuff.
and I don't
Instagram.
send stuff back.
Watching those infomercials and calling that 1-800 number, get it where it's $12.99. Call now. Oh my God.
I just bought another little hand vacuum cleaner because I was using my husband's and I was like, oh, I like this. So I saw an infomercial. Oh, it was Black Friday. Oh, that was those Black Friday.
Yeah.
I got a Black Friday deal for half price. I'm in.
Okay.
I got it.
How much was half price?
For half price. It was a hand vac and it was $159. I got it. Well, maybe it wasn't half. It was $79.
Yolanda, do you know what they sell for at Walmart?
Sorry.
I needed a hand vac and I went to Home Depot and I stood in line and it was like $80. I was like, I know I can do better than this, but I'm going to get it and I'm going to bring it back after I go to Walmart and find out because I was in a hurry. And Walmart was like
But
$35.
it didn't have the knobs.
It had all of the little, it's got all of these things, yeah. Although
You ain't SHIT. You
I
ain't
use this for something else, so don't be fooled. This doesn't come from the handy vac. But it's got the little crevices you can go down in the side of your car where your candy goes, your Starburst pieces fall down.
Yes.
Yeah.
For how much?
For $35.
Shut up. It is not. It's not.
Your birthday's coming up in January.
Because you know what? Then it's gonna charge and it ain't gonna ever work again. I just did that with for our retreat. For our retreat, girl, I was gonna be ready. I had my little headset on and I was just gonna be doing my meditations and you could hear me through the mic. That shit never worked. And I bought two.
And she bought so much stuff. It was like, and then we're gonna have stars all over the ceiling, and it'll set a mood. It'll be
All
like
of that
the
was
aurora
great, but you couldn't
borealis
hear me.
lights. and
Did we
all of
take
that.
it back? Did you take it back or no? Since you
She
don't
doesn't.
return
She
stuff,
doesn't. She
I'm not
doesn't.
good at returning stuff.
So
girl.
then I said, well, give it to me and I'll make sure it gets back. Especially if it's like Amazon. I'll send something back to Amazon in a heartbeat. As a matter
Yeah.
of fact, April, I'm gonna tell you about that light, that lamp thing.
Yes.
I bought one and it does not make me feel any better. It does
Oh,
not. And so I'm
okay.
sending that's going back. I already put
Oh,
in that
Sybil
it's
will
gonna
send
be
it back.
returned.
She
Right.
Send it
will
back. Okay.
return it.
Yeah.
We got to get you one that works. We got to get you
All
one
right,
that
Sybil, I just got a couple I want to get in right
Okay.
quick.
Okay. Barbara Ferguson on YouTube. I was visiting my sister in Detroit when she and her friend went to buy this big screen TV from a guy. The guy showed them a real TV, but when we got home, shut up. It was a box of bricks.
I
Oh my
believe you.
God. I
Hmm.
have heard that horror story
Yeah.
before.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Laptops
Oh
and
my
stuff,
One more.
box of papers.
Renita Bland on Facebook. I bought a flat screen TV from Salvation Army. It was $100. It worked for about a week. Then half the screen had a black line in it. Never
Never
again.
again.
Oh, honey. Oh.
Yep.
Yep, the deals are just too good to be true. Oh man, that breaks my heart. Aprilette, we're gonna make sure you get to try out some mattresses this weekend. Manuel Murphy, our friend, said I paid for a 5-piece luggage set off J.C. Penney's website. That was in April. Haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna call them for you. I'm gonna call them for you. And then when it doesn't work out, send it to me and I'll take it back for you too. So
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
J.C. Penney's got that nerve.
I know. You
Ooh,
bought a 5-piece set and you haven't seen it?
since April.
No.
Yeah, no, that's the
No.
problem. We got to get you
Mm-mm.
your luggage, honey.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that was fun in our question of the day. April, let's move to we lost a member of our team, but she'll be back, I'm sure. Let's move to trending. Uh, Veterans Day is Saturday,
It
and we're
is.
talking about the Veterans Day deals. This is when Americans will mark the annual day of remembrance by honoring all those who have served in the military. If you have members of your family who served in the military, um, please let us all pay homage to those and thank them for their service. It used to be called Armistice Day. It was recognized as an official holiday by Congress in 1938, and then it was first used to honor veterans of World War One. According to the Department of Defense, in 1954, following both World War II and the Korean War, the word armistice was changed to veterans to honor all veterans of all American wars, and it was celebrated and moved around a couple of times. And then under Gerald Ford's presidency, he moved it to the annual observance on November 11th back in 1978. And a lot of people are like, well, what's open? What's closed? I will tell you that the day is being observed on Saturday. So the post office will be closed on Saturday. For those of you who still go to the post office, we know what the hours are and how we can go on Saturday. The rest of us going, oh, is the post office still in operation? Yes, it is. But it will be closed. There'll be no mail delivery on Saturday, and you will not be able to go
So
get your
no banks.
banks may be open tomorrow. Yeah, but Saturday, it depends on the bank too. A lot of retail and stores and restaurants are offering deals to veterans. So take a look at their websites and see if you can't go get a good deal for a meal, a
Mm.
good cup of coffee, or whatever from your favorite places. Um, Also, this is not a big surprise, but for those who watch politics, Joe Manchin, he is a senator. He's a Democrat, although you wouldn't know it sometimes by the way he votes or the sides that he chooses. He is a Democrat from West Virginia, and he announced today that he will not seek reelection in 2024. All this is going to do is mess up the Democrats' chances for holding on to some sort of control in the United States Senate, because West Virginia is historically a red state, meaning whoever wins in this next election for the U.S. Senate, for the seat that Manchin is giving up, will likely be a Republican. And they say that the governor who is a big time Republican, is likely to seek that seat.
But so
Um,
why isn't he running?
he says that he is going to create a movement to bring Americans together. So there is a lot of conversation that some people don't like Donald Trump. Some people don't like Joe Biden, and there is need for a third party where they can bring people from both parties
Isn't
and
that
work
what the
together.
independent
That would
part?
be an independent party. Yeah, a third party. And he said, after long months of deliberation and conversations with my family, I believe that I have, in my heart of hearts, I've done all I can, all I have accomplished that I set out to do for West Virginia. And so I've made a tough decision not to run. But he is also people going, they're giving them, the squinty look because he's been very clear about the fact that he would like to have the opportunity to run in this third party. He thinks that he's big enough that he can really bring people from both
Mhm.
sides and convince them to do so, and seeking out any interest in creating this movement. um,
Okay.
so, and Joe Manchin is one of those guys. He is they call them rhinos, Republicans in name only,
Mhm.
RINO, and he's a dino. He is a Democrat in name only, because as you have, for those who remember, especially the last couple of years when they did have that at least the 50-50 split, they could not count on Joe Manchin.
Mhm.
Democrats could not count on him for his vote on a number of issues, nor could they count on Sinema from Arizona. So she has left the Democratic Party. She is going to run, or she right now she is an independent, so she can go both ways.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that's in her personal life too. But that be that as it may, she is one who is playing both sides of the
The fun.
political spectrum.
Yeah.
And so those are two people that the Democrats cannot count on. They can count on Bernie Sanders, who's an independent from Vermont. He normally goes the Democratic route. So it's going to be interesting to see how this happens. But the good news is that Democrats have been doing so well in the off-year elections, and especially what what you found on Tuesday in these elections. Democrats did well in the Republican state of Kentucky. They did well in the Republican state of Ohio when it came to putting the issue of abortion into the Constitution, legalization of marijuana, and in Ohio, as well as in Virginia, in the Commonwealth of Virginia, where they have a Republican governor. He was hoping to flip both the House and the Senate, state House and Senate, into Republican territory so that he could do what he wanted to do regarding abortion rights for women. Well, they fooled him. Not only did they keep one of the houses that he was hoping to flip, one of the segments he was hoping to flip Democrat, but they flipped the Republicans to Democratic control. So
Mhm.
all of the things that he was planning to do and make it look good so that Republicans would come to him and say, "We'd like for you to run for president." Now he's looking like an ineffectual tool. And it's going to be interesting to see if the Democrats can really get their game together and not and really be purposeful in this, and not let all of the noise get to them, and really know about putting their money and their mouths where their hearts are and their political interests are, they can make a big difference, and they won't need to have to pull the poor vice president out every time you just need to somebody to break a tie in the United States Senate.
Wow. You know what, Aprylette? If my girlfriend sexy, she is
Mhm.
so smart. Oh
Mhm.
my God, you take
But
my breath away. You're
how
so
much better would I be if I had the proper perfume or cologne? Um, so
you're perfect. You're so smart, Sybil. You understand all this stuff.
Yes.
I am a geek and I love this stuff. So did anybody watch, or was I the only one watching the Republican debates last night?
I watched.
Yay!
Look at you.
You're my best friend.
So now they're down to 5 people who qualified to appear on the stage, the Republicans, and the most popular Republican refuses to debate because he doesn't need this, he says, and that would be Donald Trump. So what he does is for every Republican debate, he has a rally nearby. So last night the debate was in Miami. He had a rally in Hialeah. But those who qualified, and you have to have like a certain amount of donations, you have to have a certain number of new people that you have gathered onto your campaign,
Mm.
and a number of other hoops that you have to jump through in order for the Republicans to allow you to be a part of these debates. So now they're down to the governor of Florida, DeSantis. They're down to Chris Christie, who's the former governor of New Jersey. They're down to Nikki Haley, who is the former governor of South Carolina. Tim Scott, who is no, he's still the current senator from South Carolina, the only black person, not the only person of color. Vivek Ramaswamy, an American-born Eastern Indian persuasion, and probably the most detested person on that stage, quite
Yeah.
honestly. He is just that kind of gnat. He's as I told a friend, he's like the combination of two really disgusting animals,
Mm.
mating, and he would be the outcome of that. Um, he's just a little. He just want to swat
He's
him.
just annoying. He's
He's
just
annoying.
he's immature. That's what he is.
He is the youngest,
Yeah.
and he is the most immature
He's
of
just
of
very immature.
everyone.
Yeah.
And so he, kind
And
of.
that's why you gotta ignore him. You gotta like I am surprised that Nikki Haley allows
Yeah.
him to really, but
She
he can say some insidious things. He can. But you still got it's like he's a kid. He's a kid. And
He's
he's acting
38 years
he,
old. He's
but
old
but
enough to
he's
know better.
making the
He's
case
very immature.
why
You're
you
right, though.
need somebody that is more seasoned to be in that position.
And
He,
that's what she should have said.
yeah.
Because Aprylette, I'll tell you, there was a question about TikTok. Are you a TikToker?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you don't do social media as a rule,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So TikTok is under fire because it is owned by China, the
Mhm.
Republic of China, and so the belief is that people who are subscribed to TikTok, this is the way for the Chinese to get information from the users, from
Mhm.
those who follow, those who subscribe. And so the question is, if you're president, are you going to allow TikTok to remain in this country? And for the most part, they all said, no, I'm getting rid of TikTok.
And they didn't just say no, they gave reasons that I didn't know. They gave real specific reasons on why it's not
Because
good
of
for
the
us as a
safety
country.
of this country and the secrets that they are able to gain, how they are able to involve themselves in people's
Yeah.
lives
Yeah.
and take on identities and things like that. And so for the safety of this country, many of them said, no, I'm going on day one, I'm getting rid of TikTok. My children do not have TikTok, or my children are adults and I can't do anything about it. And Vivek Ramaswamy is a TikToker. He's a TikTok candidate, and he's a TikToking fool. And so, and he knows this. And so, Nikki Haley said, I'm going to get rid of TikTok. And it came to Ramaswamy, and he said, I know you don't like that I'm a TikToker and blah, blah, blah. But I'm really surprised that you are talking about TikTok like this because your daughter was a big TikTok person. And, and she said, you keep my daughter's name out your
Ooh.
voice. She said voice, and most people would have said throat. So
Yeah.
I think she was waiting for that because the thing, because then it sounds sexual. Keep my daughter's name out of your throat or something like that. So you keep my daughter's name out of your throat, and then. And people responded, and then she said under her voice, "You are such a scumbag."
Ooh.
It was ugly.
It
When
was not her finest moment,
she
but
was right, she did respond correctly, like she should have, because she's a mama bear and don't talk about my kids.
Ooh.
But somebody should have said, this is an example on why you have to have a certain amount of experience to
mhm.
be in this, because
Yeah,
all
right.
he is just a child that wants what he
Nah,
wants.
nah, 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 nah,
What he wants. He
you
doesn't
know.
understand the consequences that you can't eat strawberry shortcake every day, all day. He don't
Yeah.
understand because
Yeah.
he's a child.
And
Wow.
and I dare say his wife is raising three boys,
Wow.
because it was one of those crazy, Another time she quoted something from a popular movie saying, you're such an idiot. I always lose brain points when I'm around you.
Mm.
I just uh, and he called her a oh shoot, he called her a Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels.
Oh,
And trying to jab at her for the vice president of George Bush's
yeah.
administration. She said, for the record, it's 5-inch heels, and I
Come
use
on
them
now.
for weaponry.
Look, when is the next debate? Because at this point, it's getting a little saucy, a little interesting.
And every debate, and the next one is going to be next month, I believe, in Alabama. And
God,
so,
But see, even on that, just back to the politics of it, what I don't understand, and Whoopi Goldberg said this on The View this morning, and it's a good point. If you are going to run, you should have to participate in that should be part of what you have to do. Whomever on whatever side, this is the rules. You got to come so we can see you, so we can make an informed decision.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But that's not a rule.
No, but it should be that Donald Trump does not make the rules. That Roma McDaniel, who is the head of the Republican Party, makes the rules. And if you can't abide by my rules, we're not going to put you on the ballot.
Right.
Period. That's exactly.
You will not be a Republican running. You'll be a third party
he's
candidate.
So antagonistic. The fact that he will not only not attend and participate,
right,
but he gonna do his own rally at the same time. Right. They should not allow that.
No.
And I'm like a kid. That's not fair.
You're like Ramaswamy.
Right.
There's so much to this, Yolanda, and I wish we had more time, but it's time for us to move on to the next segment. But yeah, we will continue to talk about this. Let's move to entertainment. And I brought this up because we're always talking about how expensive streaming platforms have become. Now they're trying to bundle, if I can use your word again, not bundle a mattress and a TV set, but they're trying to bundle. Verizon is planning to offer ad-supported versions of Netflix and Warner Brothers Max streaming services that used to be HBO Max. It's now just Max for about $10 a month combined, instead of about $17. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the discounted bundle is expected to be announced in the coming weeks, and it's the latest sign that highly competitive streaming space is prompting companies to try new bundling tactics in their partnerships with the telecom providers. So in this case, it's Verizon. And if you have Verizon for your internet, your television service, and in case mine is like Spectrum, and they haven't come to me with a bundling deal, but I'm looking forward to it. And Hulu and all these other things. Yeah. So just wondering, do you have subscriptions to some of these streaming services, Aprylete?
I have family that
Aprylete, so, that part.
So if Aprylete has to X, Y, and Z, we will be reading the book. Like that's just how, baby. I have,
and family. That's why it's so expensive for us now.
Sorry.
Hey, look. It is what it is. But I will say, I agree with the bundling. It should be a bundle because things, when it comes a la carte, it's so expensive and that is unfair. But I like what Verizon's doing. I know AT&T was trying to do it. When you say you have Spectrum, I don't see Spectrum or one of those like cable companies really being on board because they're still kind of like on their cable house.
Cable, yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I don't really see them doing that because they've already bundled the telephone and the Wi-Fi. That's about all you're gonna get with Spectrum. You're not gonna get all the extraness.
Yeah, I'm pretty much spinning my wheels with them. But there's something very interesting that in the middle of the night you get a text saying, "What's your password again?" So I'm just saying that.
That was
I'm like, who's sending that message? Because I'm about to. What's my password, honey?
Sybil got them all, girl. Sybil got them all. Sybil got us covered.
That's
she what. Or when she'll say, "Our password isn't working."
Do you have Paramount Plus?
No.
You might should look into that because that new series from Yellowstone. Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
I always say we logged out. It looked like we got logged out. We got logged out.
Oh, you crack me up. Okay, got it.
Ladies, this has been very, very, very fun. As always, you guys are great to work with. I appreciate your coming on Aprylete Day, Aprylete and Yolanda. We're going to close out. I missed the jewel from yesterday. My phone died, but I do want to share it with you today. The theme has been sleep this week, and I've had ups and downs with sleep this week. But it's important to know, as the jewel notes, sleep is important. Did you know that adequate sleep helps reduce inflammation in the body, which is a factor, plays a role in dementia? So keep that in mind. And I do when I look at the clock and it's 3, 4, 5, and
Well,
but
tell Sybil what you said about sleep.
What did I say about sleep?
How you make sure you get yours in.
Oh yeah, you really do.
No. Yes, because I'm the queen of naps. But when I used to work early, I would just break it up. I would do 4 and 4, 4 and 6. So I would always take a nap and then get up, do what I need to do, and then I would go to sleep for like just that last little duration. Because when you have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you work a job like that, you have to get it in how you get it in.
So my problem has always been, and even since I was a baby, a kid in nursery school, I am not a napper.
Oh, girl.
Because I was always, and my mom said it was because I was afraid of miss. Oh, look at him. Hello, Ramsey.
Ramsey, say hi to
Hey, Ramsey. Hey, Ramsey Lewis.
Oh, he's so stubborn.
I know.
I want to talk. Yeah.
Right. That's okay. I'll just go over and hang with Gucci. But I just hated. My mother said I just didn't want to miss out on anything, so that's why I wouldn't take a nap. And to this day, I have to really like hit the wall before
Before you take a nap. Well, I'm gonna.
Well, stop saying that first of all.
Okay, erase.
Yes, and start saying I'm a napper. Let's start there.
A napper.
Silly.
Oh my goodness.
I am silly. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thanks for the suggestion, Janice. I really appreciate it. We're going to find a perfumier and get that taken care of. And thanks for participating in our little games. We appreciate you. Aprylete, as always, keep up the good work. Yolanda, thank you for being the brilliant person that you are. And we'll see you all again soon. Take care. Aloha.